Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So yesterday in Hockey Ultimate Team, we've got a big update to Hut Champs player rewards. These are the cards that you can cash in Hut Champs collectibles for and get actual player cards as opposed to getting packs or just the power-up collectible route. Now, leading up to this new update in Hut Champs players, they were really underwhelming. They cost a ton and they really weren't all that impressive because of the cost that was tied to them, and it really only pertained to the people that could get a ton of Hut Champs collectibles, and that's really just like essentially the top 100. I think the system was nice and a good improvement, allowing the entire player base that actually competes in Hut Champs to actually get these cards. But yeah, like I said, they were just super underwhelming because they had a cap on them, and just there was really no point as opposed to just getting as many power-up collectibles as you can. That being said, things have now changed, and I'll go over all of the new changes. Guys, if you enjoy the video, please give it a like. Let's get like 250 likes. I'd love that. And subscribe to the channel. All right, let's get into the video. All right, now obviously this is going to pertain to the people that actually compete in Hut Champs, but regardless, if you haven't, I want you guys to know what you're in for if you do actually decide to spend some time playing in Hut Champs. So, as you see here, there is 4 new cards that have come out. We've got DeKeyser, as well as Christian Jaros, Cogliano, and Pierre Engvall. And then again, down below is where the huge new news is. A new tier will be made available for each month of Hut Champs cards released after February 2nd, 2022. So these cards and the ones going forward, every single month, much like power-up icons, they will improve by 1 overall each month, and obviously you'll have to pay for them. So are they worth doing, and are they worth making and actually going over? So we're going to go and take a look. First, we'll go and peek at the sets now. Again, because things have changed a little bit. So as you see here, you can get the 86 overall at Cogliano, Engvall, Jaros, and DeKeyser, and it is only going to cost you 3 Hut Champs collectibles each. Now, this is big because 3 Hut Champs collectibles is not very many wins. Obviously, you get 5 for 11, and then it tiers down. So you really only need about 7 wins, I believe, to actually get one of these cards in each week. And if you can't get 7 in 1 week, that's fine. It'll just take you 2 for a card to get you upgraded. Now, in the past, what had happened was you needed more Hut Champs collectibles to upgrade them, and for players that weren't very good at Hut Champs, obviously, it just wasn't appealing because you would have never gotten enough collectibles to upgrade. Well, things are now different because as you see, going up the tiers, it will cost coins or power-up collectibles now. That is correct. It does not require Hut Champs collectibles anymore. It just requires the power-up collectibles, which are obviously much easier to obtain by just doing the repeatable set for 80 overall plus cards or the 74 to 79s if you are looking to do more of those. So a lot easier to be obtained. But now let's take a look at the actual 4 new cards that will follow into this new path, starting with the 94 Andrew Cogliano. Now, this does follow the exact same cost as X Factors. So as you get into 89 and 90, 90 will cost 3, 91 as well, 92, 93, and then 94 will cost 4. It is the exact same cost as X Factors. So this is where I'm kind of torn between recommending these cards because when it comes to X Factors, there's not very many that are worth it, in all honesty. Because of the immense cost, it's still going to cost quite a bit. In fact, for all of these cards that have come out, it is going to cost you 22 power-up collectibles, which is about 475,000 coins in value if you can get your gold cards for 1,200 coins each, which isn't always easy to do. But let's take a look at these new cards. So we've got Andrew Cogliano. He's got Thief as well as Wingman, which is pretty big because that gets his acceleration up to 98. And then he's got Light the Lamp and Applesauce, which I'd probably throw on over Protector. This is a great card. 96 speed, 98 acceleration, 99 agility. His shot is in the mid-90s. Defensively, he's great. I wouldn't throw him at center because he's only got 82 on the draw and he's only 5'10". I've mentioned that a number of times. However, he does have silver wheels and silver elite edges, which in my opinion is a great combination. Stick him up, not huge on for forwards, especially ones that you'd probably play at wing. I'm not going to lie, there's not a lot of elite left-handed wingers outside of Duchesne and Connor McDavid's Team of the Year card or X Factor, and those aren't always obtainable. This falls into that same path as like Kaprizov and Kane, and in all honesty, I don't think that this card is particularly better than those ones because Kaprizov as well as Patrick Kane is going to get a card, as well as Kucherov. They're all going to move up and get into that same realm of speed and shot and everything like that. While I do like silver wheels and elite edges, I just don't think Andrew Cogliano is worth doing. we also have to discuss what type of player you are, because if you are a top 100 player, let's say you've been saving up your Hut Champs collectibles this whole time, that is going to change things drastically now, because you could cash them in and get a 94 almost immediately. I just don't think Andrew Cogliano would be the one that would be worth it, even though I do love Cogliano on my Sharks. Next up, we've got the new 94 Pierre Engvall, and it's funny because you can definitely see them catering to two different player types. So obviously Cogliano's 5'10" and very fast. Pierre Engvall, very slow, but 6'4". This is essentially Mikko Rantanen. At 6'4", he's got spark, which is great. Obviously, getting his acceleration up to 93. Body checking is maxed. You could go light the lamp or applesauce, as well as booming shot or magician if you want to max out his hand stats. This is a phenomenal card for the certain type of player. I've mentioned this a number of times. It takes a very special or a certain type of player to utilize cards like this effectively. If you're going to use someone on the wing who's only got 91 speed and 93 acceleration, not that that's bad, when you compare that, let's say, Victor Hedman, okay, 6'6", and has the exact same skating, essentially, you're not going to get any time and space down the wing going up against cards like that. So you have to be very effective at entering the zone. But once you're in there, Pierre Engvall is going to be a phenomenal card holding off players because he's got 99 balance. He's 6'4", and just a really, really good card there. Also, combined with the fact he's got elite edges, that's great. Not big on total eclipse for wingers. It is interesting that he does have quick draw, though, because he doesn't have thief, so he's only got 81 on the draw. Not that that's super important, but silver quick draw does make him interesting. And if you do play him at center, he's one of the better centermen because of that skating and the fact that he's 6'4". The only downfall is that you have to be really good on the draw to be able to deal with that 81 on the face-off rating. A really, really good card, but again, it's going to take a very specific type of player. If you are a Hut Champ player, you top 100, you get a ton of collectibles every week, I do think that he is worth it because those Mikko Rantanen types, as the year goes along, are just some of the best players because you're going to play a certain meta style at that top end of the game. Next, we've got the 94 Christian Jaros, 6'3", right-handed defenseman with fly the zone as well as spark and magician. Great size, good skating at 91 speed, 91 acceleration, great defensive stats as well, and gold shutdown. Awesome synergies, not to mention if you have been following along with me or my co-host of my podcast, Kesso, Seeing Eye in 1T does seem to be an absolute blast, no pun intended, from the point, and they actually gives you the ability to score some 1Ts a little bit more effectively. Tape to tape on defenseman, I think, is pointless because where you're breaking the puck out more often than not, you want to shoot it, not pass it. But that being said, this is a very, very good card, obviously. He's going to improve as well. That's the one thing you have to remember. So in comparison, this would compare obviously very closely to Brent Burns. Only Brent Burns is 6'5" with gold shutdown, but Christian Jaros is basically the same skating, a little bit better, and will still improve as the year goes along. This card at 99 is very effective. The only problem is that, would you rather have John Carlson's X Factor or Jaros? I looked at both, compared them side by side. I would rather have Christian Jaros because of that shutdown and the rest of the superstar abilities. They're very, very similar. So if you've got John Carlson and you haven't upgraded him all the way, this Christian Jaros, I think, would be a better fit for you. And eventually, as April and May come along, if you're still going to be competing, this is a very good card. Gold shutdown is an almost, I don't want to say must, but if it's an option to you, it should be on every single one of your defensemen. It's just absolutely ridiculously overpowered. And then we've got the 94 Danny DeKeyser, basically a mirror image. 6'3", left-handed defenseman. Interesting here, he's got 90 speed, 90 acceleration. You could go workhorse to get him to 92, and then he's got spark, so he could have 94 acceleration. I'm a big proponent of acceleration being more important than speed for defensemen. And then he's got gold shutdown, 1T, truculence, and bouncer. One of the best left-handed defensemen in the game, in my opinion. He's extremely good. The only thing is, it's going to cost you about 500,000 coins to get him if you haven't invested anything yet, obviously, going from just the 86 all the way up to the 94. You could go out and get Bouwmeester for essentially 300 to 350,000 coins. Now, obviously, he's not going to upgrade, but they're very similar, and he's got a little bit better skating and gold shutdown, and he's 6'4". So just keep that in mind. I think that this is a great card, however. Left-handed defenseman behind Victor Hedman. not a ton of these kind of options outside of Bowmeister with that gold shutdown. Great size, awesome abilities, and does have good skating. So, in my opinion, I think Danny DeKeyser is worth making, but it is going to depend on how many collectibles you can get each week. If you are someone who competes in Hut Champs and can get 11 wins, definitely think that it is worth it. It'll obviously take you a few weeks to get up, but you have to remember that if you take untradeable rivals rewards, that's a few collectibles right there, and you could really fly through these ranks, and I think that he is worth it. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you guys like the new changes to Hut Champs? Do you think that there's something that they could do even better? Let me know, and if you want to watch my Hut Champs run live, I go live every single day at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Hope to see you guys there. Have a good one, fellas.